we're driving between Udon Thani and Nhon. This is a story of my adventures in this part of the world, as well as the bum bros from San Diego, which we'll get into in just a second. This is the road between Udon Thani and Nhon. Nhon is the furthest northeast city. It's where the train tracks stop from Bangkok, and there's a bridge called the Thai-Laotian Friendship Bridge. On either side of us, there's nothing but sugarcane. A friend of mine told me that I should perhaps, pay a bribe in order to be able to drive this car across the border into Laos, which I'm clearly not going to do. I'm going to park at a long-term storage facility and then just spend the night, go by foot over. There used to be a time, and I'm going to tell you the story of the bum bros from San Diego. These are two members of the LGBTQ community in San Diego who thought it was a good idea to take bare buttocks pictures of themselves in front of various national monuments and Buddhist shrines, which it clearly was a very stupid idea. I mean, this is really like a desecration of the Thai culture. Not a physical desecration, but certainly a flagrant show of disrespect. I mean, the Buddhist religion is highly, highly revered in this country, and it permeates every aspect of their society. So these idiots from San Diego thought it would be cool to take pictures of them with their bare butts in front of various Buddha statues and temples, and they amassed close to 1 million Instagram and Facebook followers that were, following their posts. All was well and good until they tried to leave the country through a minor airport, not even the main airport. They were nabbed immediately by the Thai authorities, who knew exactly who they were. Their passports were flagged in the system, and the authorities held them, and actually were going to sentence them for a long time, but the LGBTQ community really stepped up and kind of interceded on their behalf, probably with a lot of money, and got a deal worked out where they were sentenced to time served, deported, and disallowed from ever returning to the country again for life. So how the authorities found them is actually quite interesting, because when you get a cell phone in Thailand, they give you a SIM card, and you have to show your passport in order to use that SIM card, in order for it to be activated. So they know exactly what all of your internet activity is, and it's monitored, it's all logged. They know exactly what's up. And they also have very sophisticated facial recognition systems, which weren't here before. So your face, if it's in any of these spots, it can easily be flagged if someone complains, which people did, about this situation, and it's tied to your passport, and they've got you immediately. So Thailand's security services are very sophisticated, and it's only an extremely stupid foreigner who believes that they're not. They know what's up at every part of this country. The cameras with facial recognitions, the cell phone systems, all of those things really create a circumstance where, very little flies under the radar. And it has to be that way because they've got, 20 million odd some people visiting the country, every year. So it's just very important for them to keep track of this stuff, and their cooperation with the United States Security Services goes back, into the 50s, when the U.S. was fighting that so-called Cold War against communism, which then bled into the Vietnam War, which bled into fighting communist insurgents in the northeast of Thailand. And as a matter of fact, if you recall, let me get over this bump here. Matter of fact, I don't know if many people remember, but if you recall the United States current director of the CIA, Gina Haspel, there was a huge controversy against her authorizing torture and then destroying the documents related to those torture activities. And in those documents, what the crux of the matter was that she was running torture black sites here in Thailand. It's unclear the degree to which the domestic security services were active participants, but one thing for sure is that nothing happens without their knowledge within this, country. So they certainly knew that the facilities were there. Whether or not they knew what was occurring inside of them is another story, but that's open to speculation. The point being that there's a very long history of cooperation between the CIA, between different intelligence agencies, Interpol, the FBI, and the Thai authorities. And for the most part, that's a very, very positive thing. They've managed to a large degree to almost completely eradicate, not completely, but very largely eradicate the exploitation of minors in this country as the result of that cooperation. So it has its very positive aspects, and it needs to be there for the purpose of maintaining order within the country. But every now and again, there's the equivalent of the bum bros who think that this is back in the 60s when you could pay off a local official and kind of, do whatever you wanted to do, and that's just not the case. And it's a very, very stupid foreigner who doesn't understand that. It's that type of activity which would, land you in a world of hurt. Anyhow, bare buttocks pictures is not my thing. Flying my drone, I'm not bringing it with me into Laos. So I'm about to pull up here to the Friendship Bridge and then make my way across on foot. Spend the night in Vientiane, see what's going on there. Probably massive Chinese expansion, that's what I expect to see. And then hightail it back at the crack of dawn so that I can hop onto the islands and the Bay of Siam for New Year's Eve. Peace out.